Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for X support. Any kind of updates, I usually go about on Twitter X. Later today, I will be publishing a demo from my gameplay demos series. It's Lone Fire Sales, very interesting game. Probably going to buy it. But yeah, later today we'll have that demo gameplay, and I will continue jusant on Monday, and then afterwards Wednesday, and I don't know. I will try to keep demo gameplays uh, if I have one, or I will be posting on Fridays. Other than that, complete the gameplay series here on the main page of the channel, and as usual, let's get going to the news. Um, Similarly, Jensen and NVidia are announcing Computex 2025 keynote May 18. Again, um, I don't know what they're going to do here. May 18, I think it's too late for any kind of GPU DIY segment announcements. But it seems that we might have, again, some rumors suggested that NVIDIA is preparing a CPU for desktops. I don't know how can they manage to do this. I'm not sure it's going to be an integrated solution in the sense that they're going to sell like motherboard with CPU and RAM included, because we heard some stuff here that they're trying to enter on the ARM uh, um, framework, let's say, instead of the what we have from Intel and AMD. ARM is a completely different thing, usually used sometimes in some mobile devices, and I think they are using the framework on their server stuff there, on their integrated solution with the Grasshopper. I think it started with the Grasshopper again. I'm not sure. I don't follow up to the detail there. Um, but again, even if it is something that we might see something regarding this, um, again, with this launch on the GPU side of things, I don't know how well this could be done. And I'm not sure if they are going to aim for the desktop CPU series they are going to get around here, if it's going to be focused on gaming, or if it's something that it's going to be trying to sell like desktop sized AI computer, let's say. So try to shrink in size of what they are selling on the company and corporate side of things, and try to put it on everybody's home, and probably might do some gaming on the side. Again, I'm not sure about that, because I'm not really sure how, for example, Windows is well optimized for ARM. I'm not really sure. Usually it's a 886 or X80, sorry, X64 bit kind of CPU, and ARM, I think it works a little bit different. But then again, it's something interesting to see. If again, the only thing that might be interesting is the this desktop CPU rumor that it's going around for some time now, that they're going to try and new enter on the DIY market there. But I only see this as like an integrated solution, in the sense they will sell like a whole package, that probably you can assemble that package, which includes supposedly motherboard, the CPU, probably the cooler stuff there, and even the RAM there. And then you can have, like, I don't know, PCI Express connections for you put a GPU that you want, preferably NVIDIA for them part. But again, I don't know how this will be made. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Other than that, I don't, I'm not very interested, given that again the Blackwell launch for the DI market is not being that good. Even though supposedly these latest drivers, again, I only saw this news that supposedly it brought up a little bit on uplifting performance between 3 and 8% on synthetic performance. Again, you don't buy a GPU just to run synthetic benchmarks. I think I didn't see anything regarding gaming per se. They are just running here on this 3D Mark Steel Nomad workload there. And there is no, I still didn't see any news regarding how well this driver update does regarding the black screens and the dual monitor setups and all that jazz. If it really fixed or not, I will have to assume so. But it will be interesting to see if in gaming there is any kind of I don't know uplift or noticeable uplift in performance, given that usually again it doesn't relate one to one the performance on synthetic benchmarks against gaming benchmarks. But yeah, let's see. I will try to check if there is, in the meantime, any kind of news regarding if those issues were ironed out with this latest driver update, especially on the older GPUs, because again, the inventory on the new GPUs is not that big in terms of the market share of people that having these GPUs. I think there's still a lot of people that still using 20, 30, and 40 series from NVIDIA. It's the bigger bunch, and even then, before this supposedly new driver update that they were having a lot of issues. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this will perform. Hopefully, if it brings a little bit uplift in performance, again between 3 and 8% in synthetic performance. Again, even if translated directly to gameplay performance, again in 4K and 60 frames, you get to 64 frames. Again, it's not that noticeable. But yeah, and in terms of AMD, supposedly there is no Computex showcase or keynote that is planned from AMD. But we've been seeing some leaks and rumors regarding the 97th GRE, which is now called Great Radeon Edition, instead of when they launched this GRE for the first time, which was Golden Rabbit Edition, again for the Rabbit lunar year of Chinese lunar year. Again, this seems to be a GPU aimed more to fill the gap between the supposedly theoretically the 9070 and the 9060 XT in terms of specs. But it seems that again, I think they are having decent enough yields from Navi 48 XTX, which is the 9070 XT. And I think on the lower end, because it's the same chip, Navi 48, I think they are preferable. It's preferable for them to to do the 97 GRE, because I think it fills better the gap between the 60 and the 70 XT class cards there. And I think it tries to serve a purpose in a sense that they are probably trying to aim the 9070 XT for 4K gaming kind of a thing here. Probably the 9060 XT is going to be their main thing for 1080p, and probably the 9070 GRE we're going to be trying to be aimed for 1440p. Given that also the rumors reference that the 9070 GRE is going to try and fill or replace the 9070 non XT in terms of stock, because there isn't a lot of the 9070 non-XT stocks comparatively with the XT variant there. I think it's something they're going to try and probably do this because it's not going to be, the GRE is not going to be exclusive to China. Supposedly it's going to be launched mainly in China, but not exclusively. And I think it can fill the gap to where they can, at least for the consumer, have a very straightforward lineup of GPUs, in saying again the 9070 XT is 4K gaming, GRE is for 1440p or aimed at that, mainly because also you got the 12 gigabytes of GDDR6, and then we got the 9060 XT aiming for 1080p, probably some fiddling around with some 1440p gaming. I don't know. I think probably this is what they're going to try and mold their lineup here, because again, basically free GPUs. Maybe we'll see something on the refresh if they're going to go about it. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to see. Again, we just need this performance regarding the this 97 GRE, and again, we also need the reviews for the 9060 XT because supposedly it's going to launch later by the middle of the year almost. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this goes. In terms of games, I watched yesterday on my Twitter feed that the Lords of Fallen it already launched version 2.0. uh, I think the Steam if, side of things is already patched out because they managed to launch on every platform, consoles, Epic Game Store, and everything out of the gate. But the Steam they were having some issues. I think that is already taken care of. And yeah, it has a lot of it brings a lot of stuff there. There is a trailer explaining kind of the main highlights of this new version. One of the most interesting things is the shared progression, cross-play, cooperative play, and also the free friends pass. There is kind of a link where you can download this version of the game, free friends pass, where afterwards you can join somebody that has the full game. Again, the free friends pass is for free, as it mentions there. You just download there, and then you basically, I think you can have like the character creator and everything, and then you just enter on the lobby with the shared gameplay that somebody has the full game, and you can do a co-op thing regarding that. And of course, if you enjoy, might be a good enticing thing for people to feel compelled to buy the game, which is very interesting. Instead of having a demo, given that this game is already have so that integrated co-op function, I think it's a good way of a friend basically serving as a marketing device for the game itself. There is also some revamped combat and movement on the game. From the trailer, it seemed pretty good. Seems that the movement is a little bit more tighter. The combat also. There is now a dedicated jump button also. Again, I never played the game, didn't watch too much of this because it's one of those games that I was waiting for them to smooth out and patch out a lot of stuff that came out of the gate when the game launched that could be improved. And it seems this is going to be basically the final form of the game because I think they're already working on the sequel of this game. So I think they were just trying to tie up all the loose ends that on things that they wanted to improve. There's going to be also some user interface and heads-up display improvements here. So supposedly cleaner UI, more optional stuff that you can turn on and off on the HUD there. There's going to be I think they improved also the tutorial stuff there. I think it's more direct and clean, and there is some guidance regarding the lamp there, Umber lamp, because there I don't think there is a map on this game, so I think it gives you like a direction to go while you navigate through the world itself. So I think streamlines a little bit more on the direction you are supposed to go, and maybe opens doors for alternative exploration. Because if you know where you are supposed to go, maybe you can try and explore different ways and avoid going directly to that main path there. But yeah, very interesting here. The trailer does explain very well what these new changes will come up. But yeah, good to see that again they take a lot of feedback from players and they just introduce those feedbacks on the game itself. Then you got this. I don't know when this first trailer of this game, the Covenant game, came. um, I don't remember very well. I think it was last year. It's a very interesting game. First-person dark fantasy action adventure game. Um, it seems fluid enough, similar to I don't know between again Prey. It's not Prey. Dishonored kind of gameplay there because you get melee, got some range options there, also some magic systems also incorporated there. It's a very interesting game by itself. Seems very fluid the gameplay, so it's not seems though the very focused on trying to do one thing and then put extra stuff there. It seems that this is going to be a pretty decent game. I'm interested in these kind of games if they do do what they are aiming to do pretty well. There is a lot of also close combat stuff there, not only melee. But yeah, I remember seeing this trailer for the first time last year. I don't know when. I'm a little bit lost, but when I started sawing the trailer, I really did notice that I already saw something about this game. It's very interesting. It's got a lot of veteran developers from franchises that we know of. I think again from like five major IP and franchises. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing what this game is about when it comes out. There is no release date yet, but they are teasing out here and there what this game is about. Very Dark Soulish in the atmosphere there, but the combat is very fast paced, more action oriented. It is in first person, so we got that there. But yeah, very interesting stuff. I have it on my wish list, so I can try and keep tabs on this one. But yeah, next we got another trailer for FBC Firebreak, so Federal Bureau of Control Firebreak. This one gives me. We already saw a trailer of this one last year, I think. Also, this gives me a sense that they used on Control game. We got some alternative activities that you can do, which is basically defeating waves of enemies and you get rewards out of it. Usually it's mods, so you can use those mods there. I think they took a little bit that part of the gameplay system and they introduced co-op, and it's in first person, of course. Control is a third person action adventure game. But yeah, interesting stuff there. I don't know how well they're going to try and delve deep in the lore, but this is part of the outbreak stuff there. There is a chapter on the game that's called Firebreak that we need to close the Firebreak again. I remember very, I don't remember very well the Firebreak stuff there, part of the game. But yeah, I remember there was something about it, and we had some news here and updates that there were people on the bureau that were trying to, I don't know, eliminate the threat from the hiss. But yeah, interesting stuff here. It's not a game for me, but hopefully they can be successful and maybe adds up a little bit on the lore side of things there. That might be interesting because the lore itself from Control is very interesting, very Lynchian in that sense of the weird. I really did enjoy Control there. Then last we got kind of a rumor that Ubisoft is, I don't know how many times we are, maybe quadruple down on stupid. Similarly, they have a new Battle Royale game in development inspired by Apex Legends, even though they shut down Apex Legends. These higher ups guys, they really don't understand what they're trying to sell. They just see numbers and they think they can tweak the numbers in their favor. Um, Supposedly, the higher ups think because they are going to shut down Apex Legends, they can introduce a free to play kind of battle royale to take advantage of the fact that the player count on Apex is dropping. They think automatically if they launch a new kind of games as a service, people will automatically join that game. Again, I don't understand this mentality. They really don't know what they're trying to do there as a whole in terms of a publisher there. Um, Again, this is not the first time that Ubisoft tried to do something like this. I think the most successful one that they have is Rainbow Six Siege. They are going to introduce another one, which is Rainbow Six or Rainbow 10 something, Rainbow Six 10. I don't know. It's another one. It's basically an updated version of this game. But again, the fact that this is like a paid game, so I think it has season passes now and stuff like that. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with now a free one. But yeah, out of their free to play offerings, they got Brawlhalla. I read this name somewhere. I know it exists. But they have like other games, which is a PC only MMO sandbox, Growtopian. Never heard of this one. Then they got Battlecore Arena. I don't know what it is. Rocksmith Plus must be something regarding the Rocksmith IP, the music stuff. Roland Champions, never heard. Trackmania, I think I heard of it. And Rabbits Coding. Again, they have a lot of these smaller games that they don't sell. I don't even heard of them, most of them. But yeah, um, I don't know what they're trying to do here. Sorry, I really did messed up there. Their game again. These games look all the same to me. Um, the Apex, I saw, Apex is not from Ubisoft. I don't Riot Games. But yeah, they closed X Defiant. They didn't close Apex Legends or whatever it's called there. Sorry about that. It all seems the same to me in terms of these multiplayer games. But yeah, basically what they're trying to do is trying to compete with Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, and PUBG, and other games of that sort, because they're going to try to enter on the free to play, so no barriers there. To a certain extent, they're going to also compete with other squad-based hero shooters, like Marvel Rivals and the such. Because again, when you enter in these games as a service thing here, there isn't a lot of distinction there, because what those games usually try to do is try to capture your time the best they can. So you keep invested in terms of time on that game. That's what they try to do there. And of course, the more time you are invested in the game, the more the more the probabilities are higher for you to buy or use microtransactions in those games. And when you start entering that loop of investing monetarily on those free to play games with microtransactions, you are less likely to play other games that really need that time investment from the player side of things. So I don't know. Instead of they focused on the IPs that they already have that are still pretty good. A lot of them are dormant. For example, the main one is Splinter Cell, which even the last one that I played, the Blacklist, is a pretty decent one. I really did enjoy playing that game. I played like a couple of times. But yeah, the fact that they destroyed Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, and the main, and even Tom Clancy's, they got the Division also. Again, they basically destroyed their own IPs, the big ones, and the ones that might have some kind of niche market there, but that they are in terms of genre, they are still uh, can capture a lot of players. They are not doing anything about it. Again, they in their heads, I think they think, because of games as a service, supposedly in their minds, even at this point in time, in this juncture, they think that the risk is lower than just invest on building a good game, a single player experience, something like that. They think they still that there is less risk there. And to a certain extent, there is, because in terms of investing money to make games as a service, it's lower than going for a full production on a single player game. When you have to launch basically as good as it gets. But yeah, I don't know. This Ubisoft stuff that I think by the end of the year we'll have some interesting news. You got the lawsuit there from the company, the second company that they created to license the main IPs that they have there, with the investment of Tencent of 1.1 or 1.2 billion euros or something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to make it anything like decent out of this, and uh, hopefully they can steer the ship in the right direction. But I don't see this much, because again, the Guillemot family as doesn't want to lose the grip, and they want to. I don't know what they want to do there. I think they just want to think that they can change what players want. I don't know. But yeah, this is what I got. Again, this is a rumor, but I'm not surprised if it is something that is true to this rumor. But yeah, let's go for some good stuff, which is gaming deals. We got the Plague Tale duology. It's on sale. 80% on the first one. This is one of those that I really need to do a series on it. And then as a bundle, you can also buy. uh, both of them for 65% off. And if you want just also the Plague Tale Requiem, it's 65% off. So it's not a bad deal there. We still have Baldur's Gate 3, 20% off. We got Cocoon, 50% off. We have also Children of Morta, 80% off. Again, this is one of those that I will eventually also try out for sure. We got Dredge, another one. Again, it's kind of almost like a backlog of wish list games, but it's 50% off on the base edition. We got Hellblade Senua Sacrifice, so the first game out of this two-game part, which is 70% off. We got Journey, 67% off. I do recommend this game. I really did play it long time ago on console still. I think it PS3 when it came out. It's a very excellent experience. I do really recommend this game. Then we got Jusant, stamp of approval for my part. It's the ongoing series. Yeah, Jusant, it's the ongoing series. Already recorded all the episodes there. And yeah, I do recommend, especially at this price point, 55% off. Again, if you're not sure if this game is for you, can check out the first episode to have an idea what this game is all about. We got also, again, Lords of the Fallen with this version 2.0. They put it on a deal here, 67% off. And then again, as I mentioned, there is this play a Lord of the Fallen, the France Pass stuff there. So it's basically installs like a free version where you can have access to the tutorial area, character creator, and then you can go about and join a co-op session with somebody that already has the full version of the game. We got Planet of Lana, again, another huge recommendation from my part, very similar to Jusant, but in the sense that it doesn't have like dialogue. Everything is told by basically visual style, and it's a side a 2D platformer there. But yeah, 55% off. Again, I did a gaming series on this one. If you're curious about it, you can check out the first episode to have an idea. We got also Slay the Spire. Again, I spent huge amounts of time on this game and it's got a stamp of approval. Even at full price is that enjoyable there. But at this moment in time is 66% off. Then you got Stray. You play as a cat. What else can I say here? 40% off. And then lastly, we got Stalker 2 is still on the deal. 20% on the base game and 20% on all versions of the game there. It seems to be improved a little bit here and there in terms of performance, which was the most complaints that I saw at the time there. But yeah, if you, I think from what I understand, if you like the other Stalkers, this one improves a little bit, especially on the graphic sides and on the game systems there. In terms of the story, I think it's a little bit kind of a bland, but at least it serves the purpose of keeping you engaged with the game. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here with a plug on my Patreon for extra support as usual. And this extra support at this moment in time is more for me to try and get around and get a better storage solution so I can have backups to the stuff that I do for my clients. And of course, some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.